Yo, and welcome back. Absolutely banging outside for that glorious sunshine. We're staying at home today. No riding out for us. So what I'm going to be doing today is come up with a nice little recipe. Tear and share garlic bread. I think we're going to be having chilli tonight for tea. So I hope you enjoy. Sit back and relax. Right, so what we've got here is we've got 500 grams of flour. You can either use strong flour or plain flour will do. Really don't matter for this recipe. Right, over here we've got 1 onion, 6 cloves of garlic, half a teaspoon of fennel seeds, a teaspoon of sugar, pinch of salt, pinch of pepper, 7 grams or a teaspoon of yeast, and a good old bunch of coriander. Water, we need 300 millilitres of water, lukewarm water. The best way I do this is boil the kettle, put 100 millilitres of boiling water in, and then 200 to 300 millilitres of water. Right, so we've got a mixing bowl. So what we're going to be doing is adding the flour to the mixing bowl, dropping it in from a bit of an height just to air the flour a little bit. You can sift the flour into the bowl, but I don't because it makes a bit of a mess. All I do is get my mixer and just give the flour a mix, just to get a bit of air into it. That's all you need to do, really. Right, so next what we're going to do, we're going to add the yeast, the salt, the pepper, the sugar and the fennel seeds in with the flour. That. Set that to one side. Should have done this before, but I'll do it now. Right, so I'm going to chop the onion, the coriander and the garlic cloves. I'll quickly do this so it doesn't take too much time up. Right, so half of onion. Sure we don't chop his fingers off. Right, so then we're going to add the onion into the bowl. Same with the garlic, straight in. And eventually the coriander. So you don't have to chop this really fine, just give it a rough chop. You can add what you want, and you don't have to add coriander. You can put a bit of thyme in, a bit of rosemary, whatever you want to flavour it with really. But I like coriander, I think it tastes really nice. Right, so I'll just give that a little bit of a mix. And then what you want to do is you want just to make a little well. It's one thing I forgot to mention, is that we're going to be adding 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then in your well, just want to add your water. Remember, lukewarm water. It just makes it a little bit easier when mixing and kneading. So just give that a bit of a mix. You can use a bread machine, but I like to do everything by hand, mixing, and then you know what what it feels like. So mix it round until you get every little bit of dry flour off the side of the bowl. You don't want the mixture to be too wet and you don't want it to be too dry. So you want to be able to knead it to how you like it. That's about mixed. Right, next, grab your flour and dust your surface. This is a bit of the messy bit. Next, tip your mixture out onto the surface. In every last bit really. Give it a sprinkle of flour so it don't stick to your fingers. And then what you want to do is just start folding it and kneading it gently, getting a little bit of flour just to take away the stickiness a little bit. Like I say, you don't want it too wet and you don't want it too dry, so it's just a case of trial and error really until you get it right. So you want to knead it for approximately 5 minutes. I'll crack on with this and I'll see you in a minute. So once you've finished kneading, like I said, about 5 minutes, you'll be left with that. What you want to do is get your bowl, what you've just used, or get a fresh bowl, but I just used the same bowl, saves on washing up. Just drop it in. Now you can either cover it with a damp tea towel or just lay it with a bit of cling film. I tend to just use cling film, just so you can see what's happening inside the bowl. Cover it over. Now you want to sit it in a warm place, so seeing as though it's nice and sunny outside, I'm just going to sit it on windowsill in the sun, and you want to leave it to rise for approximately 2 hours or until it's doubled in size. So I just leave it until it's doubled in size and then that'll do. Right, so I'll see you in a few hours. Right, so while the dough is just proving, what I'm going to do is just knock up some garlic butter. So 4 cloves of garlic. Chop this finely. We've got 200 grams of butter, and I'm going to be using a little bit of basil, but same again, you can use what you want. And the beauty of this stuff is that if you don't use it all, you can use it to baste your chickens on a Sunday for putting them in the oven. You can do all sorts with it. Right, you just add that garlic to the butter. Add roughly a teaspoon of your herbs. So, like I said, it's up to you what you use. I'm using basil, so I like the taste. Just give that a good mix. Right, once that's mixed, get your cling film. roll it out. To a sheet. And all you're going to do is just add your butter. And all you're going to do is just roll it over. Roll it out. Scrunch either side. And just pop that in freezer just to give it a whack so it goes hard for about an hour. Then hopefully that'll be ready for when your bread's ready. Hey, and we're back in the room. Right, so as you can see, that's doubled in size now, so that has proved long enough and it should be ready to roll. The best thing about this tear and share garlic bread is you can make it into any shape you want. Be creative. A little bit of flour, just knock it back a little bit. I think for this one, I'm going to roll one out, like that. Save that one for in a minute. And what I'm going to do with this is just roll it. Keep rolling. Cut into equal strips. And then, hopefully, what we're going to do, if it works out and it behaves itself, is we're going to plait it. So one over the other. And this will get a little bit bigger because when you leave it to rest and it proves itself a little bit more, it rises. Set that to one side. For this one you can just make it into like a baguette style. Some slices. Then what you want to do is get a tray, lightly oiled tray, and just carefully sit them on the tray. And then again, bit of cling film over the top. Doesn't have to be fancy, just so it covers it. And then they can be set to one side for when you start cooking. Just leave them to prove a little bit more as they are. Put them back in a warm place and just leave them be so you're ready to put them in the oven. Right, so these have rested a little bit. What I've done, I've preheated the oven to 180 degrees And I'm just going to sit them in the oven, middle shelf, for approximately 20-25 minutes, and then check them and then see if they're done. If not, a little bit longer. Right, so that tear and share garlic bread is just about ready to come out of the oven now. There we have it. Right. Remember that garlic butter we made? Show you. Fresh out of freezer. Right, be careful because this is going to be hot. Start with the long one. Right, so with this garlic butter that we made, all we're going to do is make some cuts into the bread. And then just slide them in. Careful, because it will be hot. Bit of a messy job this, but it's what cooking's all about, isn't it? One more, and voila. That's one. Now with this one, what you can do is just get your remaining garlic butter and just rub it all over the top. Just let that soak in. Drizzle of olive oil. And there you have it. Tear and share garlic bread. Thank you. Right then guys, so I hope that recipe works out well for you. Please let me know if it does. Please like and share. I hope you enjoyed, and stay safe.